What's up guys, Rachie here. So my friend Outrider suggested I do a BF4 knife discussion, and who better to talk about knifing than Rachie herself? But don't feel bad if you're a knife noob. All the tricks and advantages we know in Battlefield 3 will probably be useless in Battlefield 4. So regardless if you're a knifer or you end up playing against them, everyone should have a pretty good understanding of how knifing currently works in BF3. Basically, the surefire way of getting tags is to get behind or to the side of a player. Front knifing is a tricky subject because if you directly knife a guy in his face, your chances are very slim that you're going to get some dog tags, unless you got lag on your side. So the so-called front knives that most of you experience often happens when you hit the knife button already aimed at an enemy's back or side, and then he turns around last second. This causes a front knife animation, but I assure you the person gets those tags fairly. But in either case, knifing does take a fair amount of skill to actually get a player's dog tags. Now, judging by the few knife clips I've seen in Battlefield 4, I think it's going to be a lot easier to knife because it seems to me it's going to be more of an attack from any angle, making it more likely for these counter knives to occur. Now, I know a lot of people really love the idea of counter knifing, but I'm really not that excited about it, so I get counter knifed more than anyone in Battlefield 3, just because I constantly put myself in those situations. When you start knifing people often, it makes them more aware and more likely for them to knife back at you when you get close to them. And personally, if I can get around you and beat your gun, I think I deserve your tags. But that's just my opinion. So everyone should know by now that there's going to be 10 different knives to choose from in Battlefield 4. There's a pretty awesome selection here, but if you haven't seen them yet, you can catch a glimpse here. Okay, first up we have the classic M9 Bayonet. I'm guessing this is going to be the default knife, as it is in Battlefield 3. Now, a lot of people missed this baby when they got premium, and I was definitely one of them. It has to do with the second knife on the list, the ACB90. Now, I'm one of those people who think it's an ugly carpet knife, but that's not why I don't like it. What a lot of people don't know is that it doesn't perform the same as the bayonet. Yeah, I know it was intended to be just a skin, but like most weapons in Battlefield 3, it was glitched. Now, people who casually knife won't notice this, and probably those who use the knife-only servers, since they're pretty much limited to one type of knife interaction. But me, on the other hand, I noticed right away that the ACB90 has a shorter range. It's also harder to grab people at an odd angle or when you're jumping compared to the bayonet. The third knife on the list is pretty cool, the Shank. Now, I like this one just because it's small and creative, and I'd probably use it myself. Hell, I'd even make one myself, but I'm gonna save that idea for another time. Now at 4 we have the Machete. Man, I have been hoping since premium to get a machete. I just wish there would be an animation chopping someone's head off or something. But this one is by far my favorite on the list. Just because it's big and long, and well, that's how I like to be penetrated. Oh, you know you want it too. The fifth knife on the list is the Bowie. This one is just as sexy as the bayonet, and I think it's going to be a popular choice amongst the people. And I would probably feel less ashamed getting knifed by this sexy beast. At the 6th spot we have the carbon fiber knife. Now, I don't know what this ugly fucking thing is used for in real life, and I don't want to know, but I just don't want to get knifed by it, that's all I gotta say. At 7 we have the Improvised Knife. Now, I did some research on this thing, and I believe the one in Battlefield 4 is going to look exactly like this one in the picture here, which was made from a railroad spike. So I do think it's a nice addition to the knife set. The number 8 blade is the Scout Knife. I really don't have much opinion on this one, it's pretty small and plain. It's like the chode of knives, so to speak. 9th on the list is a survival knife. This one kind of looks like the love child of the bayonet and the ACB90, doesn't it? It's not a bad design, but in my opinion, it's nothing special. Last but not least at 10 is the trench knife, and I think it looks pretty badass. DICE made a good choice using this specific version because they kept it sleek and simple instead of using the more bulky kind. I would definitely use it, and I'll be expecting to get knifed by this one quite a few times. And that's all the new knives you can expect in Battlefield 4. I can't wait to unlock as many as I can in the beta and show them off to everyone. I've told you my faves and which ones I'd love to use, but I'd like to hear what you guys plan on using in BF4, so feel free to comment. Thanks for watching.